A child has a fever of over 104 degrees and gets sent home twice after checkups in the emergency room. This is what reportedly happened to a Dumas mother and her son. Pro News 7's Janice Hughes spoke with the mother and joins us now with more. Janice?
Larry, Kyla Kenway is one frustrated mom. The Moore County Hospital told her that her son had nothing serious, just simply a high fever. But days later, he ends up being diagnosed with a severe case of pneumonia.
He was right on the edge, and I could have lost my son.
Kyla Kenway took her 19-month-old son to the Moore County Hospital emergency room with a fever of over 104 degrees. And when they got there, they checked for the flu.
So when they checked for it, it came out negative. So they were like, he's okay, it's just a virus, there's nothing we can do for you. And so we went home.
2 days had passed and Lane was still not any better. This time they checked his oxygen levels and did a chest x-ray, only to be sent home again.
I told them that he had stopped eating and drinking, and they said, take him home and give him Pedialyte.
On Christmas Day, Kenway's uncle, who's a paramedic, sensed something was wrong.
And he took one look at my son and immediately took his vitals, checked his temperature, and when he checked his vitals, his oxygen was all the way down to 80, which is what it was on Monday when we took Lane to the ER in Dumas.
They brought him to Amarillo and he was admitted to the pediatric intensive care unit at Baptist St. Anthony's with a severe case of pneumonia. Dave Clark has worked in rural and larger hospitals and says this highlights the divide between rural and urban health care.
Remember, rural hospitals have a different mission than large hospitals. So you've got over 18 rural hospitals scattered throughout this part of Texas. And so they're typically, with one exception, and that's Pampa, are called critical care access hospitals. Now these are special mandated hospitals to do one thing, and that's keep local people in rural areas in their local hospital.
Clark says smaller hospitals are often not experienced or equipped to handle pediatrics, which is why they're usually referred to a larger hospital, which Kenway says did not happen in this case.
Doing this for a career, that kid probably on the second time would have got admitted, had an IV, watched very closely, and maybe been dismissed the next day.
We reached out to the Moore County Hospital, but they did not wish to comment on the story. Lane was able to go home yesterday after a week in the pediatric intensive care unit. Larry, back to you.
All right, thanks, Janice.